What's up, guys? My name's Andres. This is the Ventura Kind of Real Estate Show. I have some slides I'd like to show you on a topic that I've been hearing a lot about. Are rising home prices sustainable, or will we see another crash? Right? A lot of people have been talking about, uh, you know, they still have a bad taste in their mouth from 2008, as they should. And this is something that I've been, you guess you can say I've been harping on it for a while, but I do hear a lot of this. People worried about they see that it is similar to what we saw back then, but I'm here to say that it's completely different. This is worries of housing bubble still persist, right? So this is a percent of people who say that they believe that a housing bubble, that we're currently in a housing bubble and we're going to have a crash here pretty soon. 3 out of 4 people that are in the market, right, the consumers, the buyers and the sellers, say that they believe that we're in a bubble. And amazingly, almost 50% of agents feel the same way. So this is from realtor.com. So home prices, in this current market, this is a real example of supply and demand in its truest form. Back in 2008, where everyone's comparing this to, everything was kind of like magic, right? It was smoke and mirrors at that point. Homes are less affordable but not unaffordable, right? So because of the interest rates that are, they are on the rise, but still, you're able to get a pretty good interest rate compared to what we were seeing back in the previous video I showed in 2018. We were almost at 5% for the interest rate. So they're still less affordable, but not unaffordable. This is the graph that shows the affordability index, right? So how many people can afford a home? So we can see that today, right, the data we have for 2021 to now, the higher the bar, the more affordable homes are. So we can see even back 1990 to 2008, we are currently have homes that are more affordable than houses from 1990 to 2008. This data from 2009 to 2015 is kind of skewed because this is where all the houses that were distressed properties dominated the market, right? So there was, because of what happened here, right? All these houses, because of foreclosures and short sales and people just walked away from their homes, right? Those all hit the market. So that was supply and demand in the other direction, right? Homes were lower in price because there was a lot more supply on the market, right? But there's still, if we look at what's going on now with the home prices today, right? This is 2020. This will be, right, the start of the pandemic, right? This is the year before, right? We are still, even though people say home prices are high, and they are, but that's just how houses appreciate in value. We are still more affordable than 1990 to 2008. So owning more affordable than renting, where a medium price home is more affordable than the average rent on a 3-bedroom property, right? So if you look around your neighborhood at apartments or rental houses, right, you'll see that if you compare it to, you go to you as a person who is not a real estate agent, right? You go to Zillow and you plug in the numbers, you'll find that owning a home, the mortgage payment is a lot less than renting a home in the same area for the same amount of money, right? That means major home ownership expenses consume a smaller portion of the average local wages than renting, right? So because you have a fixed mortgage price, right, and you know how much it's going to be every month, and it's a lot lower, you're not paying as much as people who are renting a comparable home. Home ownership is more affordable in most of the country as it was in 2021, following another year where the benefits of rising wages and super low mortgage rates counteracted the effects of home prices spiking, right? So we've all, the economy was good. We all did well, economically, right? You invested money, right? We had, money to help with the, people that didn't have a job. So, coupled with low mortgage rates, homes renting compared to renting are a more affordable housing condition. So this is percent of income, still well within guidelines. Percent of income, wages earned, needed to purchase a home, right? So the standard when you go apply for a loan is 28% of your housing costs, take up your, monthly expenses, right? We saw that in a previous video. I showed a graph of during the 2008 market crash, it was like 35%. So housing costs were taking up 35% of the people's money at that time. So 28% is the benchmark, and we can see 2021 Q4. So the end, right? So October, November, December 2021. It was, even with interest rates rising compared to what it was here, we're still 25.2%. So we're still well below the standard. So affordability, as it's defined, we are, again, homes are still affordable per all these, financial calculations, right? Here's Todd Teta, Chief Product Officer, Adam. They're a data firm. Homeownership still remains the more affordable option for the average workers in a majority of the country, because it still takes up a smaller portion of their pay. If you can qualify for a loan, you look for a house in your area where you want to live, right? You're able to get, and I think I was talking to somebody at work, they were, looking at condo with HOA, and they were even saying if I should be able to qualify for a home that is bigger and better off, taking in the HOA into consideration. So all home expenses need to be taken into consideration when you're considering what type of home to buy. Condos may be cheaper, but you have HOA, which makes your monthly payment higher. So you might be better off trying to look for a home. But definitely either option is probably better than renting currently. Here is rents continue to skyrocket, right? So year over year percent single family rent growth in October of each year. So they're just taking October for 2010 to 2021. So here's houses versus apartments. And we can see right around 2020, rents decided to take off, right? So here's 9% increase year over year for what is that, attached, so apartments, and detached, so houses, their rental prices soared a lot more than an apartment. So what about foreclosure, right? Everyone's ready for all these homes to hit the market, right? Forbearance is going to be over. There can be a lot of cheap homes like there was 2009 to 2015. U.S. foreclosure activity in January 2022, highest since beginning of COVID-19 pandemic. Completed foreclosures hit highest level since March 2020. Foreclosure starts increased 29% from last month, right? So that is a headline that is trying to scare you, because that's what sells papers, right? So but we see, look at the data, we can see that foreclosures are not surging, right? So this is foreclosure completion numbers. So this is January 2022. So this is what this this headline was trying to scare you about. We can see that it is lower, foreclosures are lower than they were in 2019, right? And yes, this is because of the forbearance program, but I showed data in a different video on how people are coming out of forbearance in a positive standing. So don't let the headlines scare you. This is not a they're not going to be just a bunch of homes hitting the market because everyone's going to lose them because they can't afford their mortgage, right? Rick Sharga, Executive VP, Realty Track. It's very important to keep these numbers in context. We're likely to continue seeing large year-over-year percentage of increase for the rest of the year, but it's also likely that foreclosure activity will remain below historical normal levels until the end of 2022, right? So people in forbearance were able to come current, renegotiate their terms of their loan, tack the amount of money that they owed because of forbearance, either in their monthly payment or at the end of their loan. And even the people that were not able to get any of that stuff done, they still have equity in their home. So when they they don't have any other choice but to sell it, they still come out maybe with a little bit of money in their pocket at the end, right? So here's that chart I was talking about. So we see the number of people that took advantage of the forbearance program. We can see a large percentage of them, over 80% came out just fine, right? A small 18.2%, didn't have any, they didn't want to modify or loan deferral, like recalculating their payments that they make, nor were they able to come current in some way. But we can see that a large majority of the people that took advantage of the forbearance program were coming out, in okay standing. This is foreclosure activity is an all-time low, again, so that you don't, get scared by that headline. U.S. properties with foreclosure filings. You can see that this time, 2007 to 2015, we saw lots of foreclosure activity. We are, even before the forbearance program, we were trending downward to well below what we saw at that time. Here's someone from CoreLogic. They're a data firm, right? We may see a little uptick in foreclosure rates in 2022, just an uptick though from an extraordinary low level. We're not expecting to see a big increase. So everyone's looking at the data, comparing it to historical data that they have, and they can see that, we're not going to have a lot of people, losing their homes here in the near future. Equity, this is another reason why you purchase a home. Equity is the amount of money that you earn, right? The value of your property goes up, right? And the amount between what you owe, what you paid, and what the home value is your equity, right? That's the investment part of owning a home. We can see that CoreLogic's Q3 homeowner equity report, right? A lot of people made a lot of money in real estate just owning their own home here in the last few years, right? This summer, home price growth reached the highest level in more than 45 years, pushing equity gains to another record high. So, if you purchased a home, you made money. People say that over the next 5 years, they're going to continue to make money. You're not going to see a dip in the value. You're not going to go upside down, at least from what they're forecasting over the next 5 years. So this is what I'm talking about. So this is the data that people are, forecasting. So we're here in 2022, and we see all the way to 2027. They say that you are still going to have an increase in, equity over that time. So home prices are going to continue to rise. So people that bought, at the start of this, housing price increase, right? You're not going to go upside down like we did in previous housing markets. So I know it's a lot of information to go over, a lot to digest. If you have any questions about what I went over in these slides, please give me an email, drop me an email. My phone number is on my website and on my social media. You can give me a text message. I'm a real estate agent here in Ventura County. If you want more information or want to talk real estate, give me a call, send me an email. If you're outside of Ventura County, there's a form that I'm going to have a link to in the description on my website, an agent referral form, so I can use my network of agents that I know to get you an agent in your area. Please like and subscribe and share so they know that you're enjoying this information. My name is Andres. This is the Ventura County Real Estate Show. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.